Have you ever felt that irresistible pull of the horizon, the longing to see what lies beyond the next bend? There's a certain magic to travel, a romance that's often lost in the hustle of modern airports and highways. But what if I told you there's a way to reclaim that magic, to journey not just to a destination, but through the very heart of the landscape itself? Today, we're embarking on an epic adventure, a journey through the world's most breathtaking train routes. Forget just getting from A to B. This is about the poetry of motion, the rhythm of the rails, and the ever-changing masterpiece unfolding right outside your window. So, grab your virtual ticket, find a comfortable seat, and let's set off on a ride you'll never forget. Our first stop takes us to the dramatic landscapes of Switzerland, home to what many consider the most beautiful rail journey in the world, the Bernina Express. This isn't just a train. It's an engineering marvel, a UNESCO World Heritage Site on wheels. As we pull out of Chur, the oldest town in Switzerland, the city's charming architecture quickly gives way to the verdant expanse of the Domlesch Valley, dotted with ancient castles and ruins that whisper tales of centuries past. The train begins its ascent, and you can feel the air change, growing crisper, cleaner. The real show begins as we approach the Landwasser Viaduct. Imagine a towering six-arched limestone bridge curving gracefully into a tunnel carved directly into a sheer cliff face. As the train glides across, suspended over 100 meters above the river below, it feels like you're flying. It's a moment of pure heart-stopping beauty. But the Bernina Express is just getting started. The journey continues, climbing higher into the Engadin Alps. The landscape transforms from lush green valleys to a rugged alpine wonderland. We pass by the shimmering expanse of Lake Bianco, its milky turquoise waters fed by the Morteratsch Glacier, which you can see glistening in the distance. The highest point of our journey is the Aspizio Bernina, over 2,253 meters above sea level. Here, you're surrounded by a panorama of snow-capped peaks and icy glaciers. It feels like you've reached the top of the world. Then begins the descent, and it's just as spectacular. The train navigates a series of incredible spiral loops, including the famous Brusio Circular Viaduct, an open-air spiral that allows the train to corkscrew down the mountainside, offering 360-degree views of the valley below. Finally, we cross the border into Italy, arriving in Tirano, where the alpine chill gives way to the warm embrace of Italian sunshine and palm trees. The Bernina Express isn't just a train ride. It's a journey through climates, cultures, and some of the most awe-inspiring scenery on Earth. From the icy peaks of the Alps, let us travel to the sun-drenched coast of Australia for a journey of a completely different character. The Gone. This is more than a train. It's a legend, an iconic transcontinental odyssey that slices right through the fiery heart of the Australian outback. The name itself is a tribute to the 19th century Afghan cameleers who once forged a trail through this vast, untamed wilderness. Our journey begins in Darwin, in the tropical top end. As the train rolls south, the lush, humid landscape gradually gives way to the rugged ochre-red earth of the red centre. This is a journey of scale, of immense unending horizons that stretch into infinity. The sheer emptiness of the landscape is humbling. You watch as termite mounds, like ancient sentinels, dot the plains, and kangaroos bound alongside the tracks. A key stop on this epic route is the town of Alice Springs, the spiritual heart of the outback. Here you can disembark and immerse yourself in the ancient culture of the Arante people, explore the stunning gorges of the McDonald Ranges, or even take a camel ride as the sun sets, painting the desert in fiery shades of orange, purple, and red. Back on board, the Gone is an experience in itself. As night falls, the desert sky puts on a show unlike any other. With no light pollution for hundreds of miles, the stars blaze with an impossible brightness. The Milky Way, a shimmering ribbon across the heavens. The journey culminates in Adelaide, on the southern coast, having traversed nearly 3,000 kilometres of Australia's most remote and beautiful terrain. Travelling on the Gone is to feel the pulse of an ancient land, to witness its raw, powerful beauty, and to understand the true meaning of distance and solitude. Now, let us switch continents again and head to the soaring peaks of South America for a ride on Peru's Belmond, Andean Explorer. This isn't just any train. It's one of the highest train routes in the world and South America's first luxury sleeper train. This is a journey that connects ancient kingdoms, linking the Inca capital of Cusco with the shimmering waters of Lake Titicaca and the colonial charm of Arequipa. As we depart from Cusco, the train slowly winds its way out of the Sacred Valley, leaving the historical city behind as we climb into the Altiplano, the high Andean plateau. The air thins, and the landscape opens up into vast, sweeping plains where herds of vicucas and alpacas graze peacefully. The views are hypnotic, a canvas of earthy tones under an impossibly blue sky. The train itself is a sanctuary of comfort and elegance, a moving five-star hotel. You can relax in the observation car with its open-air balcony, sipping a pisco sour as the Andes roll by. A highlight of this journey is crossing the La Raya mountain pass at an altitude of over 4,300 meters. Stepping out onto the platform here, you're surrounded by a breathtaking panorama of snow-dusted peaks. The crisp, thin air a stark reminder of just how high you are. The journey continues towards Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world and the mythical birthplace of the Inca civilization. Waking up to the sight of the sun rising over its deep blue waters is an experience that borders on the spiritual. From visiting the floating Uros Islands made of reeds to exploring the terraced landscapes of Tequil Island, the Andean Explorer offers a profound connection to the culture and stunning natural beauty of Peru. This is a slow, soulful journey that elevates you, quite literally, to another world. For our next adventure, we journey to North America, to the majestic wilderness of the Canadian Rockies aboard the Rocky Mountaineer. This is a daylight-only train, and for good reason you wouldn't want to miss a single second of the scenery. The most famous route, First Passage to the West, follows the historic tracks of the Canadian Pacific Railway, the very line that united Canada from coast to coast. Starting in the vibrant coastal city of Vancouver, the train heads east, leaving the Pacific Ocean behind. It doesn't take long for the landscape to become utterly spectacular. We travel through the fertile Fraser Valley, following the turquoise glacier-fed Fraser River as it carves its way through the mountains. The glass-domed carriages offer panoramic, unobstructed views, making you feel completely immersed in the landscape. The real drama unfolds as we enter the Rocky Mountains. The train snakes through deep canyons, past cascading waterfalls, and alongside towering peaks that seem to touch the sky. ULL. Hear the stories of the railroad pioneers who blasted through solid rock and built trestle bridges over dizzying chasms. A key moment is passing through the spiral tunnels. Another feat of engineering genius, where the train loops through two tunnels inside Cathedral Mountain and Mount Ogden to gain elevation. Then there's Craigellachie, the historic site where the last spike of the Canadian Pacific Railway was driven in 1885, a powerful symbol of connection and ambition. Throughout the journey, you're on the lookout for wildlife. It's common to spot black bears foraging by the tracks, majestic elk grazing in meadows, and even the occasional grizzly bear. The journey pauses overnight in the town of Kamloops, before continuing the next day towards the stunning mountain towns of Lake Louise and Banff, nestled in the heart of Banff National Park. The Rocky Mountaineer isn't just a sightseeing trip. It's a journey through history, engineering, and some of the most powerful and untamed nature on the planet. Finally, our world tour of incredible train views takes us to the mystical landscapes of Scotland on the West Highland Line, often acclaimed as the world's most scenic railway journey. If parts of this route look familiar, it's because you've probably seen it on the big screen. The iconic Glenfinnan Viaduct, with its 21 soaring arches, is famously featured as the route for the Hogwarts Express in the Harry Potter films. But the magic of this line is very, very real. The journey begins in Glasgow, Scotland's largest city, but the urban landscape soon melts away. The train skirts the bonny banks of Loch Lomond, the largest inland stretch of water in Great Britain, before climbing into the wild and desolate beauty of Rannoch Moor. This is one of Europe's last remaining wildernesses. A vast, boggy expanse of heather lochans and peat, surrounded by a dramatic ring of mountains. It's a landscape that is both beautiful and haunting, evoking a sense of ancient, timeless Scotland. After crossing the moor, the train descends towards the coast. Arriving at Fort William, a town nestled at the foot of Ben Nevis, the UK's highest mountain. From here, the final leg of the journey to the fishing port of Mallaig is arguably the most spectacular. This is where you'll cross the legendary Glenfinnan Viaduct, curving gracefully over Loch Shiel with the Glenfinnan Monument in the distance, a truly cinematic moment. The scenery continues to astound as you pass by the silver sands of Morar, with breathtaking views across the sea to the islands of Eigg and Arem. The journey ends in Mallaig, a bustling port where the smell of the sea and fresh fish fills the air. The West Highland Line is more than just a train ride. It's a journey into the heart of Scottish lore, a tapestry of mountains, moors, lochs, and legends. From the alpine heights of Switzerland to the Australian outback, the soaring Andes of Peru, the Canadian Rockies, and the mythical highlands of Scotland, we've journeyed through landscapes that stir the soul and awaken a sense of wonder. These train routes remind us that the journey itself can be the destination. They offer a chance to slow down, to connect with the world in a more intimate way, and to see the planet's incredible beauty unfold at a human pace. The rhythmic clatter of the wheels on the track is a soundtrack to discovery, a call to adventure that's as old as the railways themselves. So next time you're planning a trip, maybe think beyond the flight path. The world is full of magical journeys waiting to be taken, one train track at a time. Thanks for joining me on this incredible ride. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures. Until next time, happy travels.